Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where today we really are going to talk about books because I am at the Book Bundler. They're having an event where they have their store, their warehouse, open to the public for one of the few times, I think, all year that they do this. I'm not even sure if they do it yearly, but anyway, I've brought my big giant rainbow bag here. I don't even know if I can get the whole thing. Let's see if I can fill that up with some books. I don't know. You never know. Anyway, again, my name is Renee. I'm your host. And here we go. We're going into the Book Bundler and seeing what we can do. So here's the front part of it. Here in Richmond, Virginia. And yeah, very cool looking place. So let's see what we got going on. All right, so now I'm inside. Don't want to really film anyone directly, but yeah, just want to give you an idea of what they've got going on here. And this is the price list. Yeah, so it looks like pretty much the most expensive items are $2, and those would be hardcover books. Even coffee table hardcover books are only $2. So that is the reason for the rainbow shopping bag. So let's see what kind of damage we can do here. All right, so we are out of the book bundler right now. It was quite the thing. I'll talk about it in just a minute, but we're here at the clay works now. Donna's getting some clay for her pottery. And while she's in there, I'll just show you real quick. This is a pretty good size bag. This is from IKEA. And so it's the size of their big blue bags. Just happens to be a big rainbow bag instead. And I have it about halfway filled with books. I got 18 books. I spent $25 on them. So there were 12 that were paperback, so they were $1 each. And there were 6 that were hardbacks, so they were $2 each. So with the tax, came up to a little bit more than $25. Now, most of the books are in very nice shape, but they are older books, of course. Like, here's an example. Here's a copy of The Hobbit that I got. And I got this just because it's $1. And it was in good shape. And it's the size of my other Tolkien books. So, you know, the copy of The Hobbit that I have is larger than my Lord of the Rings series. So this will fit in nicely with the rest of the series. And like, you can look inside. I mean, the pages are a little bit yellowed. You know, it's not the newest book in the world, but it's in good shape. And like I say, the titles that you'll find in the book bundler are probably a good 10, 20 years old, or else, you know, they would be the classics, or they would be older picture and coffee table books. There was tons of biography and autobiography. Some were actually fairly recent, but you know, the kinds of things that just kind of sell pretty quickly and then sort of burn out, or authors that are very, very popular and have had tons of books in the past. If you want to get caught up on some of their titles that you might have missed, such as James Patterson, or John Grisham, or Patricia Cornwell, maybe. You know, authors like that, you can certainly find plenty of their books there as well. So that was kind of interesting. I did speak with the owner a little bit, but it was very crowded in there, as you could tell by what I showed you. That's why I really didn't do any more videoing in there. And what he told me is that they've actually never had an event like that before. This was the first time. So kind of glad that I got in on it. It was really fun. We spent probably an hour and a half or so in there. The books were all spread out on tables, stacked on tables, and there were boxes underneath that you could go through if you wanted to. There were also some big, huge blue bins that are on wheels, the type that they use in warehouses and things like that. And they were also very, very full with books, and you were welcome to go through those as well. So yeah, it kept me pretty busy. So right now we're going to probably go out to lunch after Donna gets her clay. She always gets it here at the Clay Works in Richmond. So yeah, it'll be a fun day, and then we'll head back to our area where we live, and I will show you all of the books that I got. We'll do a little quick haul video. All right. All right, so this is where we're eating lunch in Richmond, Garnet's. We've actually eaten here once before. It's like a deli. It's got sandwiches, nice big thick sandwiches, and homemade soups, which is great. So I'll just show you the menu here real quick. You probably can't see a whole lot of it, but yeah, there you go. So if you're ever in Richmond, this is a good place. We you know, like I said, we've eaten here once before, but then we actually asked at the Clay store where was a good place to eat that was in the area, and this is what they recommended. And we thought, hey, I think we've been there before. Sure enough. So anyway, yeah, let's go inside and see what we can get. Okay, so I am going with this right here. Ham, cheddar, apple, sage mayonnaise, grilled on Italian bread. I'm going to have this Mornay sauce on the side, because apparently they will smother the sandwich with it, and it's like a cheddar sauce. I don't know. Seems like a bit much. I think I'll just have it on the side and maybe dip the sandwich in it. That sounds like a good idea. Here's the sides. And I'm going with coleslaw, I believe. Now, Donna's choice.
Yes.
So Donna is apparently quite hungry and decided to have 2 sandwiches. Actually, it came like that. That is called a chaplain, the chaplain, and it's Boston brown bread, and inside is what?
And gorgonzola.
Wow, turkey and gorgonzola, and that is the black-eyed peas with it? Wow, that looks delicious. And here's what mine looks like. Mine has ham, Black Forest ham, with cheese, cheddar, and slices of apple and sage mayonnaise. And this is the cheese sauce that I didn't want them to pour over, but I will dip my sandwich in it a little bit. And there's my coleslaw, which might end up inside my sandwich because I like it like that. But anyway, bon appetit. All right, so it is the next day now, and the book bundler was a lot of fun. The Clay store had everything that Donna needed. The sandwiches were delicious, and we are back safely. So what more could you ask for? Oh, wait, I know, don't tell me. You want to see the books. What did I get? Well, let's take a look. I already showed you the copy of The Hobbit that I got, and it'll replace this book on the bookshelf because it'll fit with my other Lord of the Ring books. So you've already seen that. Now, the other thing, I don't know what I was thinking, but somehow I was pondering whether or not I had Kite Runner. And instead of just pondering, I somehow ended up with it in my bag. And so turns out, yeah, I already had a copy of the Kite Runner. In fact, it's the exact same one. No wonder it looks so familiar. So what I'll do is I will put this in my little free library box, which is growing in size and will certainly grow in size at the end of the year. And then I'll probably go around to a few different little free libraries and donate some of my books. So that'll be a good video. So, you know, one duplicate. What are you going to do? No big deal. So what's next? Well, I also got Margaret Atwood, The Handmaid's Tale. Now, let's talk about this book for a second because it's kind of interesting. First, I've never read it, nor have I seen the movie, or I think it's actually a series on Netflix. The book was published in 1986, but I will say that it is a timely book based on the subject matter, being the subjugation of women. And it's also very interesting that it is a banned book in some places. What is it they don't want us to know? I don't know. But anyway, actually, so is The Kite Runner. So, the banned book list just grows and grows. So the condition on this book, this particular book, I will say, it's not that great. It's kind of bent, but I'm thinking that all I'll have to do is just kind of press it between some other books on the shelf, and it'll be good as new. I can either press it this way or when I stand it up that way, and I think it'll be just fine. So, okay, so that's that one. Now, next I have The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. And this was published in 2002. It was made into a movie, and that one I did see. It is a very good story, and I remember some of the movie of this one. I never read the book, however. It is set in the 1960s in South Carolina. The themes in the story are racism, friendship, community, and generational connections, things like that. So, yeah, Secret Life of Bees. Next, we're going from South Carolina to New Mexico. This is called Pie Town. The author is Lynn Hinton. This was published in 2011. I've seen this novel around, and I've always wanted to read it. It is a fictitious story, but the town of Pie Town is actually a real place. It is located, as I said, in New Mexico, and I've actually been there. It's a town that is famous for its pies. Sounds great, right? Famous for pies. Sounds good. But let me tell you, before you jump in your car and start screaming road trip, there are a few things that you might want to know. First, it is one of the most remote places that I've ever been. When traveling to it, you'll likely go through an area where there is this very large telescope that is monitoring sounds from space. It's located in this big flat valley. It's kind of creepy, and it's kind of weird. It gives you a weird feeling to be there. Also, the town itself was pretty deserted. No pun intended, pies, dessert, when I was there. It was actually pretty deserted. Now, that was over 20 years ago, but still I'm not really convinced that much has changed. So maybe you should check first before heading out that way. We did get pie while we were there. We tried actually several flavors, and we did bring some home as well. It was very good pie, I will say that. But you probably have good pie closer to home. So anyway, I look forward to reading about Pie Town. So comment below if you've ever been to Pie Town and what you thought. So next is a book that I had never heard of, but I did like the concept of it. It's called Distant Echoes, and it's by Colleen Coble. It was published in 2005. She's written actually dozens of books. I wasn't aware of her previously. Many of her books are in a series of 3, which, to me sounds like a really good number. of books for a series. That's good. This is book 1 of her Aloha Reef series. It is a mystery, a thriller, suspense, contemporary fiction, that kind of thing. So those are all genres that I appreciate. And on Goodreads, I saw that it has a 4-star rating, which seems to be true of most of her books. So I'm glad I took a chance on it. And I really, really love the cover with the dolphin. It just is nice. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop here because I think I've made a long enough video with all the activities from yesterday included. So I'm going to make a part 2 because I want to do a good job of showing and discussing the books that I purchased. I really don't like my videos to be too long. So I'm going to shoot part 2 separately and then get that out hopefully later today, or if not, certainly tomorrow. So for now, I'll just say thanks for watching. And if you like my content, you know what to do, right? So please comment if you've read any of these or if you have any questions about the sale. It was a fun day. So I thank you very much for sharing it with me. Take care. Have a great day.